Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of the 2013 Rio Conventions calendar. My name is James Ramsey. I'm the CEO of and I'd like to first of all take this opportunity to thank the 3 secretariats of the Rio Conventions for the opportunity to work on this project. Today is a very special occasion in that it's 10 years since we first launched the Rio Conventions calendar, and over the years it's become a very important communications tool to showcase and illustrate the work of the conventions and the links between them and their work. I'd also like to thank the artists for their beautiful images. They've actually created these images specifically for this calendar this year. And also, most importantly, I'd like to thank the sponsors. Without their support, it simply would not have been possible. I'd like to welcome Daniele Violetti from the UNFCCC to say a few words. Daniele.
Thank you, James, and good evening. Very briefly, I think that my main key points is that the 3 Rio Convention are all together here to foster sustainable development and sustainable water supply and demand. It's really a key component of that. In our process, in the climate change process, we have made great progress in the last 3 years, and we hopefully will get again more progress here in Doha this year. But this we know already that achieving our goals will not be possible without the contribution of a variety of stakeholders and actors, going from local governments, municipalities, and the private sector, of course. So it's for me a pleasure again to thank the sponsors as well for this, making this possible, and having this calendar focus on water is an important theme for us as well. And again, this is the right mix of stakeholders to work together with us to make this possible. Thanks, James.
Thank you, Daniele. Now I'd like to welcome Dr. Sergio Zelaya from UNCCD.
Thank you very much, James, and welcome everyone to the 10th edition of the Rio Conventions calendar. It has been my pleasure, my privilege to be here in different occasions and in different places. And a decade has gone by, and we have this beautiful calendar in which we have to decide on the message the calendar wants to provide. And 120 very beautiful artistic representation of what sustainable development means is contained in the 10 years of these calendars. And we had a small opportunity to look at this calendar in the COP of CBD in Hyderabad in India, but maybe Sakile will mention that a little bit. And I just encourage you to continue disseminating this calendar. I also have the opportunity to thank all the sponsors, and usually you see the names of the sponsors here. As years go by, sponsors and contributors change, but still we get the right amount of sponsors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. And also from CBD, I'd like to introduce Sakile Koketso. Sakile.
Thank you, James. So we all know that a lot of people remain ignorant or unconvinced of the importance of the environmental challenges facing us these days. They don't appreciate or they refuse to be convinced of the contribution of biodiversity, land resources, atmospheric resources. And so initiatives like the Rio Conventions calendar play an important role in raising awareness of these environmental concerns, providing solutions, providing hope, and showing that a different range of stakeholders can work together for a common solution. It is our pleasure to note that the theme of next year's calendar will be water. You might know that the theme for the International Year for Biodiversity next year is water and biodiversity, and so this calendar comes at the right time. I would also like to thank the sponsors for their contributions in making this calendar a success for its production and dissemination. It's an important education, public awareness tool. Thank you.
Thank you, Sekile, thank you. It's appropriate that we're focusing on water next year for our calendar because many of our sponsors are actually water related. But first of all, let me introduce you to Mr. Omar Jilani. He's the chairman of PAC Oasis.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank the 3 UN secretariats also for having us here and giving us the opportunity to be a part of the calendar, for which we are very proud that our name is associated with it. PAC Oasis is working in Pakistan primarily, as well as in the Middle East, providing millions of gallons of desalinated, sewage-treated water for irrigation purposes, as well as for potable purposes from the desalination plants that we have. This is basically done for the last 7 years. We've tried to make the water as sustainable and economical as possible by going and finding different ways of doing things. Recently, PAC Oasis has just gone into providing energy through solar process, which we are now fabricating in Pakistan as well as the UAE. Once again, I'd like to thank the United Nations, as well as to our friends from the marketing side, to have given us the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jilani. Next, I'd like to welcome Dara Al-Madinat, who is the CEO of Aden Water.
I would like to thank the UN for giving us this chance to act as sponsors for the calendar. And I would like to say a few words about our company. It's really a great honor for me to stand in front of this distinguished audience to talk about our experience in Aden and Water for Juice in Jordan. Aden for Water is a natural alkaline mineral water producing company in Jordan. At the very beginning of our project, our aim was to find a top priority goal was the search for an exceptionally good drinking water in Jordan, which is something that we lack in that country. We have been fortunate, after years of research, in locating the site for our project, which is in the northern desert in Jordan, Al-Badiya Al-Shamaliya, as we call it in Arabic, where we now produce our alkaline natural mineral water at a pH of 8.4. Both of high quality and very beneficial for the human health and well-being. Now, natural alkaline water is known to boost the immune system and acts as an antioxidant, as proven by research and medical reports. Now, building our plant also in that part of the country has helped us to extend help to the local population in that area, most of which are unemployed, through creating work opportunities, training and employment, especially hiring women in our factory. So this has reflected positively on the development of the local society in that part of our country. Also, the minimal quantities of wastewater resulting from the plant operations, which usually ranges between 3% to 5% only. And this water is free from chemical pollutants. It is pumped to the local farmers to be used as a mean for irrigating the dry land in that area. It is used for agricultural purposes. Of course, it's free of charge. We don't take any charges for that. And right from the beginning of the project, the idea of health and environment protection has ranked as a top priority in our programs. We have given special attention to reducing the consequences of global heat and climate change. So we reuse all the plastic leftover bottles and scrapes by recycling them. And a new project that we are seriously pursuing in the near future is replacing all the plastic bottles with glass bottles. This is the current aim that we are working on. We also have developed specialized laboratories to help other factories control and protect products from chemical and microbiological contamination. Now, Aden also, we work on raising the awareness of the bromate level. Bromate is a carcinogenic and a cause of kidney failure in the humans. And the WHO allows the value of 10 micrograms per liter, and the aim now is reducing that value to reach a zero level in drinking water. We give solutions to the Middle East and North Africa region to handle this issue also. We also participate in numerous health and medical conferences and seminars at national, regional, and international levels to promote and create awareness to the importance of drinking natural alkaline mineral water. We also aim at protecting and preserving our customers' health and well-being by spreading awareness and updates of health-related issues through periodicals and monthly articles in media and newspapers. We emphasize the need to always look for the best substitutes, ways and means to develop our products to be more environment friendly, mainly by reducing factors that cause climate, global warming, and by avoiding serious consequences. Again, thank you for giving us this chance, for sponsoring the calendar. Thank you.
Dara, thank you very much. I'd now like to introduce Daniel Gomez, who is the International Advisor for Mundo Sano.
Thank you, James. Authorities, ladies and gentlemen, for me it's a real pleasure to be here representing Mundo Sano and her president, Dr. Sylvia Gold. Damage to the environment has been extensive, we know that, but we know today that climate change is producing an increasing number of deaths and an increasing global disease burden all over the world. Special attention has been put on the shifts of the spatiotemporal distribution of infectious diseases, hence affecting the frequency of these diseases and the distribution dynamics of them. Health officials often refer as neglected tropical diseases as a group of infectious diseases that affect developing countries. They include dengue disease, Chagas disease, hantavirus, leishmaniasis, leptospirosis, malaria, among other diseases. They affect the world poorest, and they produce a lot of damage. World Health Organization estimates that over 1 billion people each year is affected by these diseases, and 500,000 each year die as a consequence. But beyond those numbers, and the health and social consequence they produce, these diseases attract less than 1% of the total health budget for the developing world. Research on how the climate change is affecting neglected tropical diseases is itself neglected. We need more hands and more brains. We need to put the subject at the political agenda. Mundo Sano works towards diminishing the burden of neglected tropical diseases. And it does so with a very solid strategy. Creating working platforms, generating evidence, working in the field with a high technical component, going back to work with the governments, trying to create new policies with a high body of knowledge. Mundo Sano is aware of the barriers that these problems present many times. As an example, sometimes the drugs that are needed do not reach the affected populations. In those cases, Mundo Sano creates operational centers working with the people through research, education, and a daily commitment to improve their lives. Mundo Sano was created in Argentina in 1993, and since that has been evolving, creating alliances, partnerships, going global, understanding that unity makes a strength. Involves vincles between different actors in a wide range of disciplines in an integrated way. Has been in the last 20 years working very hard in this field, and today is recognized as the center of an increasing web of organizations, both public and private, working in this field. It is supported by Chemo Pharmaceutical Group and by the corporative group INSUD, among other enterprises that are very proud of their high levels of environmental care. We are very pleased to be here at the launch of the 11th edition of the United Nations Convention Calendar, because for us it's more than a calendar. It's a daily, worldwide reminder in thousands of offices for health officers, politicians, for all of us, that we must take action on the threats that climate change are posing on human health. Ways to do so are many, but we need to do it. As Albert Einstein said, we must find a way, or we must make one. We need to keep growing. We count with you. You can count with Mundo Sano. For us, it is a personal commitment. Thank you very much.
Daniel, thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. John Maberry. He's the board chairman of Zimbabwe's Rural Electrification Agency.
Thank you, James. Thank you, dear friends, for giving me this opportunity to be with you tonight. I represent the Rural Electrification Agency of Zimbabwe, which is mandated to electrify the rural areas of Zimbabwe. And it's not just an electrification program, it's a life transformational program and an agenda. And in whatever we are doing in the process of our business, it affects you in terms of climate change. So we are saying, let's join hands together so that we do it in a manner that affects you positively. That together we will preserve our environment. In all our efforts, in the adaptation and the mitigation efforts, let's join hands together and do it together in this, of our global village. That's our simple message for doing the little that we've done to sponsor this calendar. So I would like members for us to join hands as a symbol for our unity in this mitigation process. Thank you very much. Let's join hands.
Thank you, John. And finally, I'd like to welcome Gladys Romero from Ice Swan.
Okay. Thank you, James. I feel so proud to be here as a sponsor representing Ice Swan, a 40,000-year-old water from the Chilean Patagonia. It is also the moment to say thanks to the organization for gave us the opportunity to be here today. Thanks to all of you.
Gladys, thank you very much. Just a reminder, we do have calendars here for people to take home with them. And thank you, everyone, for coming to our event.